Richard. Come with me. We're talking about tree deforestation.
I'm Pratik, international student aspiring major of finance and marketing in Kelly School of Business. What do you think of water? Water is essential for human life, and so is trees. Trees produce oxygen, which is essential for human growth and development. If there is no oxygen, we cannot survive. Trees not only contribute to oxygen, but they also avoid floods coming in. In recent times, we have seen Chennai, who lost all the trees due to deforestation, having a lot of problems. If they have trees, they could have avoided flood. Trees have a very essential part in our life. They not only give us wood and paper, but there is a type of we are bound to protect it. If there are no trees, we essentially cannot have our future, and our future generations cannot see how the older generations was going on. In today's time, China has so much land covered with only trees that they can have a prospect of growth. But India, America, they don't have so much trees, so they will have a problem in future.
Trees are a very important source of oxygen and one of the biggest carbon sinks, which is helpful in regulating climate. They're also very important for animals' habitats and for preventing topsoil erosion.
Trees provide many benefits for people and the planet. Trees fight climate change, conserve energy, help prevent pollution, help prevent soil erosion, provide food, provide wood, and they provide habitats for wildlife. Trees are everywhere, and there are hundreds of different species. Black ash, gray birch, butternut, pin cherry, American chestnut, cucumber tree, American elm, the maples, the pines, hawthorn, pignut hickory, American hophorn beam, American hornbeam, honey locust, the oaks. With such a rich variety of trees, why are humans cutting them down at such a ridiculous rate? So let's get to it. What's the problem? Trees are being cleared out at an unsustainable rate. Every year, an area the size of Panama is cleared. That is an area of 75,517 kilometers squared every year, or roughly 29,000 square miles. That is roughly the size of West Virginia. Obviously, this is not a sustainable practice. If this rate continues, the world's rainforest could completely vanish within 100 years. The destruction of forests could lead to many devastating results. Trees and forests help reduce carbon dioxide in the air when alive, but when cut down, they actually contribute to the CO2 and other greenhouse gases in the air. These changes in the greenhouse gases lead to many other dilemmas, like changing weather patterns and water and increased extreme weather events. Trees help play a major role within the water cycle. Plants release most of the water they absorb through a process called transpiration. The air becomes moistened by this as it moves inward. Without this process, the interiors of all countries will be a huge desert. Take Australia for example. Only the coast areas are fertile now. This is because the deforestation has caused desertification. It has lost more than 40% of its forests. Very extensive work will be needed to have even the slightest hope of stopping the ecological damnation. Without the trees to hold down the soil, it becomes easily eroded. Soil erosion moves the most fertile part of the soil and leads to the creation of infertile land that cannot be used. As the fertile soil is taken away, farmers move on to the next patch of forest, continuing the deforestation cycle. This has been estimated by scientists that nearly 1/3 of all the world's cultivatable land has been lost to soil erosion since 1960. Millions of people rely on forests for food, medicine, and their livelihoods. Deforestation destroys the lives of these people. People in Amazonia are constantly threatened by the destruction of their forests because of the industrialized world's seek of profit at any cost. As more and more forest habitats are destroyed, many species become more vulnerable. The small plots of forest left in conservation efforts are often too small to support life. Also, animals become more and more easily targeted by hunters and poachers, further dwindling their chances of survival. Eventually, their numbers begin to shrink and they become extinct. Take the orangutans, the largest animal to make its home in the trees. It is very common for these primates to rarely leave the trees, if ever. They make their homes in the forests of Indonesia and Malaysia. They are an endangered species primarily because of deforestation. 80% of the orangutan's natural habitat has been wiped out over the past 20 years. Their natural habitats are being destroyed, in most cases illegally, for agricultural uses and other development.